Hey, what's up? This is your girl Diamond. How are y'all? I am the host of Marsha's Play Podcast. I go live every Friday at 7 o'clock. It's 7:18. I'm late, aka on my own time. uh, I have the settings set to where only subscribers can chat because people were being very, racist and homophobic, transphobic, and all the kind of stuff. So we don't allow people who have not invested their subscribe to participate. It keeps not only myself safe from cyber harm, but also my audience who I love. I don't want them to have to be called the N word a million times or have the monkey emoji flooding the chat. That oh, we do not entertain racist troglodytes here. And, or transphobic ones that want to call trans people men, that want to call um, gay people whatever the slur they're using nowadays. We just don't want to have that. We want to have a good, wholesome, not necessarily wholesome, but a good time without the BS. Hello. Naira, Trishan, Gigi, Indigo, Kamali, how are you? The scent today is Creed, baby. Do I need to do it that way? Yes, Creed from 1766. Is it 66? 1760. Give them that extra 6 days. This is called Windflower. This is absolutely my favorite springtime / summer, but definitely springtime scent. I'm not trying to stunt, but I have 2 bottles. I have one that I put in my travel bag and one that I put in my on my, like, where I put out my perfume shit. And I also have my travel atomizer too, which you can use this you take this person and then you take the top off of this one and then you pump the scent into this, and then this one can go in your purse and when you travel, and I love it. And it has like a little horse or something on there, but yeah, Creed. I love Creed. They're a little pricey, but their scents last and their scents is good, so I fuck with them. But yes, that's my scent today. So if anybody's imagining what the doll is smelling like, quite feminine, quite soft, quite floral, baby. Springtime. It's like wind flowers, so it smells busy. It's wind, like it's movement. It's that name is the perfect name. Windflower. It's floral as fuck, but not like the granny carnation church funeral flower floral. It's sensual and sexy. Thank you. Hey, Jay. We're going to get started in about 5 minutes. Let's see, Trishan with the conversation that I have planned. This is random, but I've been wanting to tell you that you have been encouraging me to read diversely. It is a small number, but I have read 7 books this year, and no, all of them are about sex. And did you say not? Do you mean not all of them are about sex? What's wrong with reading 7 books about sex? That's okay too. And reading 7 books, that's good. That's like, that's a good, that's good rotation. Now, I don't read 7 books in a year. I read probably 4 books in a year. This evening's snacks are sable grapes. I usually, on my own time, don't eat grapes regular. I like and I'm addicted to grapes frozen. So anytime I buy grapes at the store, I put them in the freezer and they are hard like blocks of ice, but they crunch. Not they don't crunch as crunchy as ice, but they are it's like a it's like having balls of slushy. It's like balls of slushy that taste like grapes. I like the green ones and I like the sable ones. Perfect timing. My edible kicked in. I love that. Yes, this hat is from Art NYC. My homegirl, I can't remember. Oh God, she has one of those beautiful black girl names, like Shanita or Shania or something. But her last name is Garcia. But it's Arts with 2 A's, RT, Art, RT, NYC. Art with 2 A's, basically. And she does hats, and I have this one. I have an a leopard print one that I love from her. I love them. This lip is a dupe of Max Heroin. Do y'all remember that was really popular about 15, 20 years ago? Heroin, but this is a dupe of that is by Maybelline Color Stay matte lipstick. Yeah, but it's like a cheaper dupe of Heroin. That classic matte lip color. I feel like 7 books is good for an adult who has responsibilities. I agree. 7 books is good. I think, yeah, I read probably like 4, and that's. But I also read all at the same time, so I'm not like reading one book, finishing it, go next book. I read like multiple books, so I'm simultaneously reading about 7 books at one time, but I finish about 4 books a year. That's how I work. And how do y'all feel about that? Is you do y'all feel like, do y'all consider listening to a book reading? I consider that reading too. So there's a book that only come in physical, like paperback form that I read, and I have audiobooks that I listen to. So it's kind of like I do all of that all year round. Because some people feel like if you not actually reading this thing, but fuck them. Who cares? As long as you're consuming the knowledge. That's the point. You are consuming the knowledge and hearing the story. If I sit down and read, I'm falling asleep. Hmm. It depends on how good the story is. If it's a good story, it's a page turner. I'm gonna keep. I must want to hear. I want to see what's going on. Victoria Beckham with the frozen grape. I don't follow Victoria. Does she eat frozen grapes? I love frozen grapes. I don't follow her. I don't know nothing about Victoria Beckham other than she's a Spice Girl. She's pot spice. I might have an edible at the end of the work shift. It's too early now. Your look is giving Toadette from Mario Kart. I love it. Come on, Toadette. Oh, let me see what Toadette look like. I know Toad, but I don't know Toadette. It's a girl mushroom. Toadette from Mario Kart. Hmm. Interesting. I actually have a hat that kind of gives that. It's not orange. You want to see it? I can go get it. It's not orange, but it gives more of that shape. This gives, I don't know. This reminds me of ice cream, but I can show you one. It's not. I'm gonna put this back on because it doesn't go with my dress, but I'll show you what it looks like. I haven't wore it yet. Like this. It's black in the middle, tan. This is hemp. It's made of hemp and red. I love this. You can wear it like that, or I like always want my hats to the side. Cute. But yeah, I haven't wore this out in public yet. But I love it. It's so cute. Yeah, I love this. But yeah, second, that gives more toadette. But I actually would love a hat in this shape. Actually, I would love a hat in that shape. Even with the little balls coming down. That looks cute. It would give what's her name? It would give June Ambrose. It kind of uses your brain in the same way. Does it? I don't know. I don't think I agree with that, but you you get the same knowledge. I fall asleep listening to audiobooks, so I gotta read old school style. Usually, when I'm listening to audiobooks, it is when I'm doing something. Like I don't just sit and listen to it. I like do something. Like if I want to wash the dishes, if I want to oh, I love to take a bath, like a bubble bath, like a soak, and where those long kind of baths. I put candle on, put an audiobook on, and bathe. Soak and bathe. So I love to do that. That's actually how I usually do. Doing the audiobook, I can be cooking, cleaning, rolling up. Exactly. Doing the audiobooks, I have to do something. I have to do. That was Victoria's diet secret back in the day. Oh, it was? It ain't made me lose no weight. To eat frozen grapes. Well, I know if you eat fruit, it doesn't it's really, really hard to like get over your macros. So what fabric is your hat? It's felt. The other hat was hemp, tweed, hemp. But this is felt, which I won't say I hate, but it's easy for me to make that dent. So it's hard to get it out once you make it. So it's easy to make a dent. She was only eating frozen grapes. Okay. um but yes. So let's get started. I wanted to talk about exploring our sexuality and what either stopped you from exploring new things in your sexuality, or and not just or and how did you start to explore things? And I'm not talking about like start to have sex. I'm talking about like, and this may not be you, but I'm just saying. So most people evolve over time in their taste around sex. And this could mean your position, like we love to say bottom and tops. We love to do that. But what are some, but anything like explore, BDSM, explore um, just whatever kind of sexual realm. How did you start to get into that if it was different from when you started? That's what I kind of want to discuss today. So, hey, time. Thank you. Congratulations. Oh, well, thank you for the congratulations. Thank you. Oh, if y'all didn't know, I got another GLAAD award. Yay! Yay, 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 yay. Last night was the annual GLAAD Awards. And I was up for, not just me, the project that I was a part of was up for, let me go to I'm going to put the link to the article. Well, not the article, but my little blog post about it. Um, Y'all know earlier this year, or early in 2004, I participated in creating a graphic novel or anthology, original graphic novel and anthology. And so I partnered with one a Wave Blue World Publishing and a bunch of writers and a bunch of illustrators, and we created Becoming Who You Are, which includes real stories about growing up trans. Um, and so it's basically what they did was they told multiple trans people's stories and they hired queer people to illustrate their stories in the anthology. It is a children's book, so it is meant for children, and to, be kind of like a hope and like a beacon of hope for them in regards to in this ugly ass time that we are in, where that is kind of shaming us or trying to stomp out our existence or make our existence seem wrong. Um, we wanted to write something that celebrated the trans identity. And we know that it isn't just about representation, but it's about like building, like a legacy of stories that you can see and be uplifting if you're looking for it. I remember when I was growing up, it wasn't a lot of people like me that I could just go to the card catalog, ancient, to go to Google. I don't know when Google started, but it wasn't Googleable. It wasn't something that we can just find. And so I think that things like this can just add to the drop of representation or options for somebody to go look up. So, of course, we have shows, we have books, we have da 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 da, but we want all the things. We want shows, we want books, we want YouTube channels, we want music artists, we want rappers, we want singers, we want all the things that represent us. We want that. And so if somebody has those kind of skills and those kind of talents and has those stories, somebody wants to read a graphic novel because there's so many people that are into graphic novels. So we decided to kind of do that. And so we added our voices to this history of this canon of people who have created books that represent us. And so, yeah, we're telling kids that they belong. We're showing them that this is their world too, and they can thrive and they can be successful. Um, yeah, and I feel like it's more than literature. It's like love, it's power, it's a beacon for the next generation. It's not only affirming to us right now, who exists right now, but also affirming to us, to them who might be being born right now, and they need this kind of book. And so we were nominated for the award last night, and we won. Yay! 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 So I'm excited. I'm excited about it. This is my second. So if I'm feeling like a bad bitch, don't be me. I'm so excited about it. And yeah, I linked y'all. If y'all want to buy it, check it out. You want to buy it and donate it to a affirming bookstore, whatever. All that kind of stuff. Love it. So I was going to do this later, which I am, but anytime there's an accomplishment, I drink some expensive wine. Well, kind of expensive. So I have my Veuve Coco. I visited them when I was in France, and they have an amazing story. The woman who created this brand, she is an innovator, feminist icon, just a dope French white woman. And I usually just buy one, and then when something good happens, I open it up and pour me a glass. So I have this ready for later. I don't want to do it now because I don't want to be buzzing while I'm talking to y'all. But yes, I bust this out for the GLAAD Award win. So yes. I was gonna do that later, but yes, we'll pour pour later. But thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. What type of wine is that? It is a. I don't know. I just know. I think it's a champagne. Yeah, it's a champagne. All right, all right, all right. All right, so let's go back to the topic. Thank y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. No problem. All right, so let's see what some of y'all responses were. So Haley said religion. Surely enamored me and hampered my exploration. What does enamored mean? I thought that was like when you're enamored with something, you fell in love with it. Is that what you mean? Like you fell in love with religion and so it hampered your exploration? A crispy brute, baby. We love a brute of all kinds. So Jay says porn and curiosity. You know what? When I was younger, a lot of guys would tell me that's how they got into trans women. They would be watching regular porn, and there would be some pop up advertisement of trans porn, and they would click it. They would have they would show a girl looking so beautiful, and then the ad a pan down, and she got a meat stick, and it was so curious to them, and so they would be turned on by it. For me, it was sex work and providing a service, doing things that weren't always my good thing, my thing. Amen. Okay. Hey, Obatala, how are you? Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, hey, Brittany. Hey, hey, everybody that I didn't say hey to. So, I know me. When I was younger, just as a kid with my peers, with other children, that was when exploration really started. But I wouldn't say out of the norm. It was just exploring our bodies and exploring what pleasure feels like. I was telling they might not want me to talk about that. So I remember my mom and my mom had a best friend. Her name was Vivian, a good friend, best friend, I don't know. And when my mom had to go to work, I would stay with you call your mom's friend your aunt. So I would stay with my aunt Vivian when my mom would be at work, and my aunt Vivian had a son named Richard, same age as me, who would stay when Vivian had to go to work. Richard would stay with my mom, with me. And I remember we had to be like 4 years old because we're the same age, and we had to be like 4. And I remember spending the night over Vivian's house, and me and Richard 69 at 4. I had never seen any porn. I had never seen anybody have sex. We just knew. I don't know. We were just touching. We were just touching, and that's what we did. Laying in the bed to each other. And nobody had ever done anything to me. I had never seen it. There was literally no reason for me to know anything about this because I don't know where it came from. But we were 4-year-old and doing it. So as I got older, of course, no, it wasn't a past life memory. This was the current life memory. I was just 4 years old. Oh, or are you saying that could be something mm, from the past? Mm. Sometimes I think just there are some things like that are innate. It's kind of like when you see little puppies humping your leg, That's just in them to do. It's just natural. No, I don't think that. I think they're just sometimes it just there's some instinctual things that you just have. And so as I got older, of course, I explored more with my peers. Um, I remember having. I remember in when I would watch those kind of scream queen movies, like horror movies. I remember scenes that involved like I guess rape. That's what you would call it. That would kind of like, ooh, like it would be kind of like a turn on. And so I would pretend like I would lock my door and pretend I would put the pillow on top of me and pretend like a dude is holding me down. And pretend like I'm struggling at first. And then it would turn into passionate kissing. Insanity. But I probably was like 7 or 8. Like 7 or 8. I remember this vividly. Locking the door because I stayed with my grandma. Locking the door so she couldn't come in. She used to have these long ass pillows that was like they were like 2 normal pillows. That's how the length of them. And I would put the pillow on top of me and be having my hands back and just struggling. Oh, struggling like I'm getting held down. And then I would hug the pillow. And I wasn't masturbating yet, but I knew I was getting aroused. Like I was getting erections. But I hadn't learned how to masturbate yet. So it just was the erections and the humping was feeling good. And you know what I'm saying? I just didn't have I didn't know about, I didn't, I definitely wasn't thinking about having sex in that way, but it was an arousing thing. Then I got older. I went to Boston. We moved from Indiana to Boston. So this was like, I was like 10. 9, 10. And then I met this boy named D. When I was 10, D was 13. And D's sister was my girlfriend. But she was like 11. So one time we all stayed in a shelter. And one time D, it was like this entertainment room. And they had like a TV, couch, toys, all kinds of stuff. And the families would be just sitting in there, not all together, but kind of some kids, some parents, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting on the floor. This is a story in my book. Do I want to tell this? Because I don't want to tell y'all all the stories that's in my book and y'all know what's going on. No, I'm not going to tell y'all because this is a story in my book. I've been holding this forever. so it could be in my book. So I'm going to skip. So I had an experience at 10 with D that showed me about masturbating. Y'all have to get the book to to learn about that story. And so then I end up coming back to Indianapolis. Because there are a bunch of stories in my book that I just haven't told y'all, but I've been holding out so that I have something to offer. When's the book coming out? I don't know, child. As soon as I get my ADHD together, where I can really hunker down. It's written, it's finished, but I'm just editing. That's what's happening. Good. Well, you can't tell nobody, Brittany. Because I probably told it in a video that I have taken down. But I remember my homeboy's sister rubbing her coochie on my face. And I remember my cousin Tanny, putting me under the covers while she played with herself. And the light was it was this baby blue cover, and the light was shining in on her while my head was under the covers and she was playing with herself. And remember, I'm under the covers, so the light shining in make everything blue in here. So she just looked like a dark spot with, I don't know nothing about no vagina at the time. And I just didn't understand why her private parts looked like that. You thought you were going to get rid of my love, Diamond. Your boys got me together last time. No, I think Gigi just put you on pause, darling. So it just looked, all these things happening made me curious about sex, but just made me curious about sex, but just in a way that was just it didn't give me any rules. You feel what I'm saying? They didn't give me any rules. So it wasn't until I got in my teens and I started to deal with people in my kind of group home that I started to my own self make rules about which is why, but you gotta understand, this is also when my transition is starting. So my rules about my sexuality was really, really rooted in identity. It was, I'm a girl, I'm a girl, I'm a girl, I'm a girl, I'm a girl. So I want the dudes that I'm engaging with to identify as straight. I want them to like girls. I want them to treat me like a girl, do the stuff that girls do. I had all of these really rigid rules. And so that lasted for most of my teen years. That didn't really change. And when I got a little bit older, I had this experience with this white boy named Jim in the group home, where Jim was giving me some head. And the head was fire. The head was fire, but I wasn't attracted to Jim. Jim was like this redhead. I don't like redhead boys, but he wasn't a cute redhead boy. But it was my first time being in kind of the reverse role where I'm objectifying. Like I'm just getting head. You feel what I'm saying? Instead of me giving the little straight boy I'm turning on to giving them head, Jim was giving me head. And so it opened up the idea of, being the person who is getting the pleasure. You see what I'm saying? Instead of being the one that's giving it. The feminine and masculine of that. So, and how I came to grips with it was, there's some racial aspects of that too, where he was a white boy and I had never been in a situation with a white boy. So I'm not about to be giving no white boy no head. What? Yeah, right. You could give me some head, bruh. So it was how it was me navigating race in a way that was comfortable. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, so this was those kind of illogical, but in the time it was logical as hell. It was logical for me. And so it wasn't until I went to college that I met this dude named Jason. He's from Mississippi, and he went to Jackson State. He was from Clarksdale, country ass Clarksdale. Um, he lives in Philadelphia now. Um, but Jason was just more aggressive about the oral in a way that other people weren't. He's like the first like piece of trade that was like masculine and down to do the oral stuff. And it kind of, he performed his masculinity the way that, we typically want a masculine boy to perform it. But he was totally into giving me head. And at first it kind of threw me off, but I told y'all the story about my little high school DL nigga, how that kind of, I was like, oh, I got to get on my roster, and it kind of threw me off. But I had that experience, and then I went to college and had another similar experience where I was like, how am I supposed to navigate this? If my rules are this, my rules are do the girl stuff, you do the boy stuff, da 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 da, without it triggering my dysphoria. How am I getting to this point? And so I could feel myself shifting in comfortability because he, in every other part of our interaction, he was so masculine. And so it didn't trigger these kind of feelings where I feel like I'm engaging with a butch queen. And all of this is performative and bullshit and da 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 da. But I'm just trying to explain how my brain started to open up in ways to explore. And it really is just exploring to where my pleasure wasn't connected to the performance of gender. That is really what it really opened me up to, where I can just be sexually involved in this situation without my dysphoria coming in and saying like a red flag, like I really can just enjoy the pleasure of my body and the pleasure of giving pleasure to his body, and without it triggering some type of questioning of gender. Because prior to these moments, it would trigger that. It would trigger, um, the parameters that I was setting up for myself because I had already busted the bubble of sexuality in regards to accepting that I'm queer, accepting that, I like boys and da 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 da. So of course, when you come into the space, it's like, oh, you really can do what you want to do. But it's ironic, and I don't know if other people do this, but I know me, it's ironic that you come out of this box and accept who you are, but then you create a new box. You create a new box of what you want to, how you want to navigate this and what is normal for you. And my box was revolved around my gender expression. So, yes. Then, so that's my early days when I was in college. Then, when I got out of college, life started to life and got custody of my brother, blah, 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 and got into sex work. And I think that goes back to what somebody earlier said, how sex work, I think it was Gigi, how sex work kind of opened that door, or somebody, I can't remember who said that, where sex work kind of opened that door because, oh, I'm not used to doing this, but this is about money now. So of course there's going to be some pleasure and involved in it and some exploration because you're trying to make this money. And that is totally true. First of all, oh, Ricky, yes. So first of all, it got me way more comfortable with my body because you're meeting these clients who absolutely adore what you got going on. Your queer body is um your queer body is kind of always in the beginning, it's kind of always you're focused on your flaws. It's always imperfect because you're not growing the breast. This is before hormones and stuff. You're not growing the breast. If you're not a thick person, you might not have hips. um you have these, it almost like soon as you transition, you come into just the idea of your body being imperfect, and you got to fix it, like you got to change it. um and then here comes this client telling you and believing it, not just telling you to get you, because he's getting you. He don't have to lie to you. He's literally paying your money, paying his hard-earned money to have access to your body. which is a stamp of approval already. Like, yo, um, you are good enough for me to spend my money on. Yes, I love everything about you. I love what you got going on. Da 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 da. So you get more comfortable. I know I did. I don't know about anybody else, but I got more comfortable with my body and being naked in front of somebody. Um, with the lights on, because honey, you can't be in the pitch black having your clients want to see, especially if you are a novelty that is really rooted in the juxtaposition of looking feminine and having a penis. That visual is the eroticism, that you got these pretty titties, you got the dick, you got the titties at the top and dick at the bottom. When you are that kind of novelty, where it's really rooted in that kind of visual, you can't be having the lights all dim. Honey, the clients want to see you, baby. And so yeah, it forces you to be comfortable. To be comfortable and to I guess it not yeah, just comfortable with somebody gazing at me, just worshiping your body and touching you, and then touching you in all the places and being invested in pleasing you. So many clients want you to actually come. Running around having teenage or um when I was a teenager, I wasn't having teenagers when I wasn't. When you're in your teens and you messing with teenagers, and you're in your 20s and you're messing with 20-year-olds out in these streets, most of them is not focused on your pleasure. They're focused on getting a nut. That's just kind of just the nature of young men. It's very rare that you come across young men who are, just want to please you and make you nut. But clients, you're gonna come across a lot of them that want to make you nut. Okay, let me scroll up before we move on. I explored because I wanted to feel something similar. Make sure if you're listening, thumbs up. I want to feel something similar to the girls in the books, but I never got that until being with women. Hmm. Give me an example, Trishan. What did the women give you that you wanted the girls to you that what did the women give you that the men weren't giving you? I was living in a teen girl's fantasy. Diamond, you are brave. Those predators scare me. Oh, I don't know about any predators. I wasn't being with predators. I don't consider somebody paying me for consensual sexual activity as predators. That's just a exchange. I'm providing a service, they're paying me for the service. I don't consider them predators. Have you fulfilled all of your fantasies? No, I've never been with two men at the same time. I would love to do that. Have you ever been paid? Have you ever been paid well and disgusted at the same time? No. If it's something I'm disgusted by, I don't do it. It made me realize that there's tons of men into the trans body. Same, it did. Tons of people that are into you, because you have the world who don't want you to transition. In my younger years, that's telling you you're never gonna look like a girl, you're never gonna be a girl, you're never I'll never, 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 never. But then you have these dudes who are like, I love you. I love you for being trans. And of course, it's objectifying, of course, but it's still somebody being nice to you and enjoying what you are, while some other motherfuckers being mean. Did the client want the cakes or both? Piece or both? Both. They want both. I wasn't bottom in my business life. I was a top in my business life. I was getting topped by regular degular dudes that I was having free fun with. But in my business life, I wasn't bottoming. It had to be, yeah, it wasn't, yeah, my business life I was topping. Slightly off topic, but have you seen people get so caught up in having the approval of clients that they lose touch with the real world? Not in my personal life, but I can't imagine that. I don't see how. I can imagine that you can go down that road, but I can't imagine it lasting very long because clients, once they get what they want out of you, they're done dealing. Now, if you got one of them kind of narcissistic people that kind of will play along with you, of course, money is getting still got spent. I'm sure it can get caught up into something, and you got to come back to reality that this nigga got a wife or this nigga ain't trying to be in a real relationship with you. I don't know. I've never seen that, but I'm pretty sure it can happen to some people. Um, I got sexually assaulted in 2024. I'm good in my city. I'm open to men in other countries only. Gotcha. Sorry to hear that. I want to explore other nationalities. Mm. Baby, up north USA men get me together in bed. Mm. Hold on. I'm sorry that happened to you. I notice you make a lot of generalizations, which seems to lead you into being a bit naive. Men are men, no matter where they are. You got to be careful. Hey, I'm a late bloomer. I have experienced the worst in Charlotte. Are you a late bloomer though? Are you? Are you a late bloomer though? Are you just you don't seem like a late bloomer though. Like you've been tinking around the internet since I've been on here. So you've been in these streets. What do you consider a late bloomer? Or are you just a normal bloomer that thinks they're a late bloomer? Do you think trans women can find genuine love with men who don't identify as gay? Yes. I was also a teen, having teen boys. I felt the need to perform. I felt like the boys were very rough and wanted hard and fast. When I grew up, it felt emotional connection with women. Felt comfortable saying, okay, saying what I actually wanted. Gotcha. Indigo. Some clients are sick years ago. Some clients are sick. Years ago, one of my regular clients told me he caught his 14-year-old nephew masturbating to TS porn and he wanted to bring him with him to meet me. I blocked that man so fast. Yeah, I would have blocked him too. That's weird. But I mean, that's people. I feel like that's people. Like you're gonna come across even a dude that's not a client. That's a fucking weirdo. You're gonna have regular dudes and you're gonna have weirdos. I feel like that about dudes. I feel like that about trans women, trans men. I done met some weird ass fucking trans women too. Weird ass gay men. Especially when we thinking about on the predator level. Yeah, it's weirdos all around, child. How do you overcome the initial dysphoria Are you talking about in general or sexual? The sexual stuff that I was talking about to play. In general, the more I passed, the more my dysphoria went down. But in regards to sexuality, just having strong boundaries, lines with dudes. Um, I just have very strong lines. You had to treat me a certain way. Maybe I just needed to grow up and have new experiences. I explored with women, then somehow became more open to getting mine with men after being with women. Using your piece, that was clients, but not just clients, but just like I was telling you about with like the white boy giving me head. That was the kind of like the start. Then when I went to college and him giving me head and um um but definitely like topping people, that was clients. That was more because I really wasn't into the buns kind of girl. That didn't come until later. Having to perform for clients. And then being and then seeing so many nude men through sex work and exploration, seeing so many nude men, I started to have a particular type of body that I enjoyed, that was pleasurable. um and yeah, it was a particular type of body that I was turned on by when it comes to topping them. And so once I learned these kind of nuances over time with clients, it started to translate into more personal time. I'm going to start asking me if you're not a weirdo, why I do weird things. And by dude crossing boundaries all the time, that's the scary part, in my opinion. But dudes cross boundaries all the time. Yeah, I don't have that happening in my life. Um, I don't have that happening in my life. Like I'm very like you can't cross my boundaries without me getting violent. So I don't people don't just um yeah, it's I'm not saying it could never happen. But I put off a femdom energy when I engage with men. So you can't just I'm feminine, but I'm also like um it's hard to explain. I put off a femdom energy. So men don't really be trying me like that. They don't really be trying me. And when they do, like I nip it in the butt. Like you can't talk to me like that. Like I'm a block you or I'm never gonna move on from checking you. Um so I don't really have a I'm trying to think of especially with clients because it makes the when you're with a client, it makes the energy change. It makes it get nasty. Do you see what I'm saying? It makes it don't just I'm not just going with the flow. If I'm telling you don't fucking touch me like that and you keep touching me like that, I I'm one of them people that will like it's going to escalate to it's no longer sexy no more because you pissing me off. So it ain't it never goes far in that way. I just like men with muscles, and that's it. My rapist was a sucker. You are all over the place. I didn't appreciate topping until the end of my first relationship. Diamond, you give a size queen. I am a size queen. Were the clients black or white primarily? I attract all type of men, so it's not a. I don't have one, like, no, nothing outweigh the other. I had just as much of black clients as I did white clients. Just as many Asians as I did Latinx. It was mostly black and white, but those were equal. But Asian and Latinx was equal. How did you feel safe enough to explore your sexual fantasies? My own sexual fantasies? I don't really have a lot. Like, I never, because I was a sex worker, anything under the sun, them niggas be trying to do. So anything that I wanted to do, I did. Um, and it was presented to me at some point. But in my personal life, I'm really, really regular degular. I like regular degular shit. I'm not somebody who I'm not. I don't really. I'm not into kink. I'm not into. It's just I'm not into certain things. You feel what I'm saying? Baby, I saw Diamond Munch one time. It was vicious. Where did you see me munch? You should have seen me. You could have seen me munch on. Where did I have some videos? I had some videos on XTube years ago. um, yeah, I had some videos on XTube years ago. Yeah, in the early, actually, how I got started on YouTube is I wanted to have. They used to let you embed your. They used to let you embed your YouTube videos onto your ads. And so I started YouTube to be able to embed my videos on my ads. But I would have videos on XTube, and I would have them private, and I would sell the codes to watch them to men. Or if dudes wanted to record with me, I would charge them to record with me, and I would keep the video and have it on my and have the video on my private Xtube account. But each video would have a code that you I had, and if they wanted to watch it, I would give them the code and change them like monthly just in case they were giving it to somebody else. But it would be of them. So it would be of clients. So they wouldn't want their, and my rule was if we record, your face had to be in it. So it kind of gave you the insurance of if it's meant to be secret and they DL, they wouldn't want it to be out. And so it just was something that I offer my clients where they can show the experience. Yeah, so yeah, it was fun. My sex worker days, that was a part of the game, baby. Okay, I guess I see what you mean. Thanks. Feeling differently, my biggest roadblock to answer the question behind the live. Feeling is definitely my biggest roadblock. What you mean feeling? What do you mean by that? I thought I was a size queen until I met that nigga Terry. We talked about years ago. I don't say that shit anymore. Terry did have a nice dick. Terry did have a nice dick. He did have a nice dick. Insurance, that's a great rule. Hmm. What is a perfect threesome fantasy? I don't really have a perfect threesome fantasy. It doesn't, it's really, I don't really think about fantasy like that. I think of what I've never done, and then I like to just make it happen, and then whatever happens, happen. It's not like, oh, I want this to happen, this to happen. I don't have a, that's not really how my brain works. That is, yeah. My brain is more, I know I like the players to be a certain way, but what we do, I like that to be spontaneous. And size queen, no, I don't do trans on trans. Um, what else? What started? Let me see how people start to. So I know a lot of times when people get to exploring, they go through this like self-reflection and education stage. So when you're younger, you might not be educated about sex, and then, or you haven't explored your sexuality because either religion has kind of hindered you, or or your shame. A lot of people have a lot of shame around their body, shame around sexuality because either their parents or religion has shamed them into thinking a certain way about their own body or about their sexuality. Um, but if I was to give somebody some kind of suggestions in regards to how to kind of start exploring your thoughts, I would start with journaling. This is really, really simple, but journaling and kind of introspect your life. Like what were some of your favorite pleasurable sexual moments if you have had them? Kind of write it down. Write down your thoughts and feelings about what you have experienced and what would have made it better. What would you want to do, like really clarify your desires, like really um this is your journal, so be as detailed as possible. What were some of your best sexual experiences, like right now when y'all are thinking about your sexual experience? Who was your best eater? Who was your best head giver? Who gave you the best head? Who gave you the best massage? And don't think of pleasure just around your orifices and your genitalia. Who gave you the best massage? Who was the best kisser? Think of the all you sex should be a full body experience. And so, what are some of when you had that full body experience? What were some of the things that you liked? What are some of the things that who did those things the best? Who was your best kisser? Your best kisser may not have been the best person who gave you head. Um, who dicked you down the best? Who was who did you who had the best buns that you stuck your dick in, or whatever you got. Who, you get what I'm saying? What made them the best buns? What made it the best head? What made it the best dick? Who sucked on your breast the best? Like who did that? Thumbs up. Let me see if it'll do it. Yay. So who did that for you? Um, so make sure you are journaling. Also, read some books. Trishan said that they read books of, and they weren't just about sex. I think it's good to read books about sex and romance novels and things that are, nonfiction about, excuse me, nonfiction about sex, and also fiction about sex, like Zane books, different explore through reading and reading articles, and go to online forums and see how people go to Reddit and see how people are talking about sex and what they are doing and what they are not liking and what they are liking, because that can provide you insight into different identities and different experiences that you didn't even think about, that you didn't even explore. Also, like, really chime in, listen to podcasts, listen to people's social media stories. I love 304 TikTok. 304 TikTok is so fun and full of so many stories. Of course, trans people like me who have online presence that are sharing openly about their sexuality, listens to other people's stories, and it may have nothing to do with your own personal journey, but it can give you ideas. It also can give you skills and communications on how to talk about your pleasure and talk about things that you want. You feel what I'm saying? So let's see. Have you did trans on trans, like trans man? No, I'm not into trans people sexually. There are some trans men that I'm attracted to their masculinity, that I think if I got in a situation with them, I would explore, but no, I've never done anything like that. And usually the people that I'm attracted to are not attracted to me, and the people that are attracted to me are not, I'm not attracted to them. It's rare that I'm attracted to somebody that's attracted to me, and that's a trans man. Definitely not a trans woman. I ain't met no trans woman that I wanted to sleep with at all, ever. Um, Child, I make niggas eat me out. I want them to smell my pheromones. I gotta suck and tickle the hole. I just like energy. Astrologically, I notice partners that have their sun and moon in my eighth house. The sex was super explorative, explorative. Honest, I learned that the certain men can only get the job done. I don't get off often. I literally like men who I fear. You kind of sound like a weirdo too. That's probably why you attract these kind of predatory men. Not saying that your sexual assault was your fault at all, but that yours is, if your sexual attraction is based on fear, I feel like that can really set you up for predators who want to be feared. I don't like to feel like I can dominate them, like a strong aura. How do you feel about dark energy? I don't know. What is dark energy? Yeah, I'm different, but people say my energy draws the worst. Define what dark energy is. That's great advice on how to learn what you want and how to create a wish list. Yeah, I think that writing things down in a journal. I think that listening to other people's story, reading books. Um, I think that opens up the door to, just things you might not think about. I'm trying to work up to this book about two enslaved gay men navigating enslavement in there. You talk about the prophets or the prophet. I think the prophets love each other. Told me it's a heavy read, but necessary. Yes. You should watch it. I think it's you should read it. I think it's great. By Robert Jones Jr. Yes, I think Robert Jones is a great writer. The Prophets. Yes, I made it halfway through The Prophet. It wasn't too bad. Yeah, check it out. I think it's a unique story. Like you said, it's about gay men navigating slavery. That's we. I mean, have we heard that story? We haven't. I think it was groundbreaking in that sense. Um, I'm I feel kind of off. I'm really am only moved by the love and the romance. That's not off. That's romantic. I've done a lot, but just ain't moved by much else. That's not off. That's normal. I won't say that's common. Dark energy is aura. I come from energy. I think you got a point in the energy I'm putting out. I draw desensitized men. They have dark thoughts, killers, secret organization, evil intent. Mm. Yeah, I'm not attracted to people weirdos. I'm not attracted to people who give off evil energy. That's weird to me. Like I don't want to be around serial killers. I don't want to be around people who I think are weird like that. Like that don't turn me on. Now, masculine and dominant, aggressive, yeah. But if you have a vibe like you sounding like you describing like mob bosses and killers, like no, I don't. I'm not into people like that of that kind of energy with people anyway. That's weird to me. That don't now if we talk about general like hood niggas, alpha male, quote unquote, um, masculine, aggressive, yes, but if you're giving me like fucking Richard Ramirez, like you the not stalker, that's not gonna turn me on. That's gonna be weird. It's like what? Why you giving Ted Bundy? No, if you giving Ted Bundy Night Stalker, Greenway Killer, what? No, I'm not gonna be turned on by that. That's gonna feel weird. That's gonna make me not feel safe, and I have to for me to be turned on, I have to feel safe. So I've even kicked people out who like clients who came to my hotel and they gave like weird ass like killer vibes. No, I'm not comfortable with this. Have a great day. I'm not interested. But yeah, I don't feel safe ever. I'm sorry that you lived that life. That sounds like a stress-filled life that's going to end really, really fast because if you're at that level of stress all the time, then that type of stress can shorten your life. I just done with bullies. I have nothing for anyone who feels they have something over me because they have a penis and I have no curiosity. As I get older, I'm interested in bisexual men. Yes. Masculine is one thing, serial killer is another. I need to feel safe too. To me, to get turned on, I have to feel safe too. Yeah, safety is important to me. I can't, I can't feel nothing feeling unsafe. That doesn't do any. That doesn't turn me on. I don't understand how it does. Not to kink shame anybody, but is that doesn't. My dick won't even go hard if I feel like I'm unsafe. Yeah, baby, we were quick to say no, man. He looks like a killer. Yeah, if you look scary, no. Mm-mm. If you don't look like you bathe, you look like shifty, you get acting all weird, baby. You got to get the fuck up out of my house, baby. Come on. Out of my hotel room. Nah. Take your money. Good day. All right, all right, all right. So, all right, let's talk about experimentation, exploring. Um, try when you think about experimentation and exploration, it's good to try. And these are notes that I took for the show. Um, it's good for trying to try new experiences in a safe way. This could be anything from new dating dynamics to exploring a different type of relationship or desire in a judgment-free space. So, if you have issues about commitment, have you ever tried a poly relationship? If you if you are turned on by dick and vagina, have you ever explored having a threesome? If you are um i- these are some of the things. Try different types of relationships and I'm not talking about relationships as in like committed. You're my boyfriend, I'm your girlfriend. I'm not talking about relationship. I'm talking about just relationship, like relations. We are in relation with each other, relationships, as far as we have decided to have a sexual relationship. Not a commitment. It could be, or it could be that it just, I want you to think more expansively. So try out new dating dynamics. Try out new ways that you are exploring sexual relationships that may not have anything to do with commitment. It may not have anything to do with that. Um, and make sure you're doing it with people that it's a judgment free space where you don't have to feel judged. And if soon, because like I said, not feeling judged is a part of safety. If somebody is judging you, they can induce shame, and that doesn't shame doesn't feel safe. So having these comfortable having people who you are comfortable to share these ideas that you want to explore, do that. Explore these experiences in a safe way. Fantasy and imagination. Sometimes thinking about scenarios and engaging in role play can be a way to understand your desires before you actually act on them. So play in your mind when you're masturbating. Fantasize about what you would want to do. Don't just be thinking about the same exact thing all the time. Use your imagination. Use that fantasy to fuel the role play, either when you're masturbating or when you are role playing with a partner, role playing with a relationship person that you a sexual relationship person that you're with, not necessarily committed to, but that you're with. Explore. Use your fantasy and your imagination. Like, don't be stuck in the idea of I just got to do it with this person. No, you can explore in your mind what you like early before you even actually act on it. So don't 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 um don't limit your imagination. Don't limit your imagination. Um utilize utilize online communities. There are tons of anonymous and open discussions in LGBT or alternative lifestyle spaces who that can help you navigate feelings without the pressure. You can be anonymous or you don't have to be anonymous, but at least you can go in there and talk about it and discuss it and see what has already been talked about, like Reddit and the Facebook's group that's exploring it. Um, you know what I'm saying? Like you can literally explore these kind of online groups from the safety of your home where you're not exposed to, weirdos or creeps, somebody trying to take advantage of you. You can actually read what people are saying. Um, you know, you can just explore. And I just said LGBT and alternative lifestyles just as an example, but it could be anything. Baby, you can Google anything and something good. You can lead you down a rabbit hole to explore something. Let me. Indigo says, could you date a guy that you really liked if you found out that he has paid the girls for services? No, if I'm to be honest, that's gonna turn me off. I would rather he lie. I am weird in this sense as I've gotten older. I much rather you be loyal than honest. What's the difference between loyalty and honesty to y'all? I want you to be both. If I could, if in a perfect world, I want you to be both, sure. But if I have to choose between the two, I much rather have a man that's loyal than the man that's honest. Because to me, my opinion, a loyal man is going to always have your best interest at the center of his choices. Mm-mm. I don't think a loyal man is cheating. A loyal man is not going to be cheating because that's not the best interest in your choices. If he's cheating, he's disloyal. Now, honest, a dude could tell you a lie to not hurt your feelings. Let me give you something simple. Do I look fat in this dress? Yeah, you done gained a little weight, but I know that's gonna hurt your feelings. So I don't want you to to be conscious about your weight. So I might not say, yeah, you look fat in that dress. I might say, nah, baby, you don't look fat, but I like this dress a little bit better. This dress looks sexy on you. You see how my I'm gonna tell you don't look fat, even though you do. But I don't want your feelings to be hurt. I don't want you self-conscious because I love you and I'm loyal to you and your feelings, and I care about your heart and I care about what you are. So I'm gonna tell you now you don't look fat, but I'm gonna tell you, let me give you another option. This one, ooh, this one right here, you look so damn sexy in that one. That one right there, I love that one. That one's this one turned me on. So I like a man like that. I like a man who cares about your feelings, who is loyal to you to the point where he cares about your feelings. So sometimes that requires a lie. Sometimes um he might have to lie about something because this just doesn't look right. This doesn't look right. This doesn't look like um I don't know. I can't think of a scenario right now, but this scenario doesn't look right. I didn't cheat on you. In the truth is I didn't cheat on you, but however this circumstances, I know my wife ain't gonna trust this. So I might need to lie to leave to make this situation go away. Because I didn't. Now we not talk about lying because you did do something. We talk about I'm lying because I didn't do anything, but I know this whatever's happening in this moment doesn't look right. Let me think. I don't know. Say I don't know. I can't think of a scenario, but he didn't actually do anything wrong, but there might be a circumstances where let's see I found a a phone number in his pocket. And no, he wasn't out with no girls, but for whatever reason, whatever the circumstances, a phone number got in his pocket. And so he had to make up a lie. I don't know. I can't really explain it. I just know that I want your decision making to be based on your loyalty to me. And so I much rather you be loyal because if you're making a loyal decision, then that one is always going to be good because you're loyal to me. It's kind of like having a loyal soldier. If he's loyal to you, he's never going to betray your trust. Um, but I'm also, to answer your question even more deeply. You said if a guy liked you and you found out, it's how I found out too. Like if we're just friends in the beginning, like if we're friends and he tells me that while we're in our friend stage and we're just talking about experiences and he tells me that, in that regards, I I get to make the decision on whether I want to take it to the next level with him. So it's much better for him to tell me that truth. Like, oh, I was tricking on the girls when I was in my 30s, in my 20s, um, while we are in a friend stage. But you telling me that while we're dating, nah, nigga. That's gonna end our situation. But say that we knew each other for a couple of years as friends and I know about it. And then the relationship can go from there. That's kind of how my mind works. If you tell me you a date while we're on a date, baby, I'm gonna be thinking trick. It's gonna just open up too many things in my mind. Have you had my friends that I know? Have you? Yeah, I don't like all of that. I don't like community dick either. I don't need you to be a virgin, but if you done tried every girl in the city, I don't live for that. I don't. That's not. I like my man to have a little bit of prestige about him. And there may be patriarchal, but I like a dude that I'm in a relationship with to have a little bit of prestige about him. I don't need him to be a virgin, but I don't need him to be, damn, everybody in the city had you. Everybody. I don't need you to have a low body count. That's not what I'm judging. But every person, every trans person in the city done had an experience with you. Damn, no. I can't do it. And the trans community is small, so it's like going to a church and you had all the church girls in the church. I go to this school. I mean I go to this church, and you had everybody. That's strange to me. I don't like that. Loyalty based on our express boundaries. Have your back, and be your support system no matter what. Loyalty is cheating respectfully. I don't think that nobody really wants honesty. I do want honesty when it's appropriate. I just don't mind a lie if it's to protect our peace. I guess that's what it is. I want as honest as much as possible, but there's a acceptable lies that I can accept. I want you to be tender with me. You can't be saying no dumb shit. Even if you think it's the truth. I think people are tacky. Like people, oh, I just like to keep it real just because they like, oh, you look fat. I'm just keeping it real. No, bitch, you're tacky. You're tacky. And I don't like people like that. I think that there's a finesse that you can say things with that doesn't harm people. I have a fantasy about performing in lingus, but I never attracted the right partner. The last time I did it in 2021, it was amazing, but the guy didn't want to do it anymore after that, which is quite surprising. That seems like a common thing people want. Diamond is funny at my comments. I don't know what that means. Your comments be all over the place. So sometimes I just be like, what are you talking about? It don't be funny or negative. It just be like, what are you talking about? It seems like your brain, like you might be a one of those hyper either like autistic people or one of those kind of like people that just kind of like scatterbrain because you be saying just stuff all up. Like, what is Rocky Horror Picture Show? Rocky Horror Story is real life. Like, what are you talking about? Free Puff Daddy. What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Like, where is your brain going? What does this have to do with the conversation? When you date guys, how do you vet them to make sure they are not community piece or date? How do I vet them? Um, you can't ever know somebody's history, so I'm not expecting to know somebody's history. Um, but I don't really be asking people because I don't want to know because I'm gonna judge you. So I don't want to know. I don't want to I actually don't want to know. So if I want to have you, I'm not going to be asking you all kinds of questions about what's your sexual history because 9 times out of 10, if you get to telling me all kind of weird ass shit, I'm going to be turned off. I just don't want to know. I want to have I just want to enjoy the experience while I don't know about stuff. Now, when we get deeper in a relationship, I'm going to ask more probing questions. But if we're just having a sexual relationship, I'm not asking all of that because I know it's going to turn me off. If you get to telling me, oh, I had this girl in Chicago, then I had this girl in DC, then I had two hoes in Houston, it's going to turn me off. Yeah. So if it's just sexual, I'm not going to be asking all that because I don't care. It's worse because girls love to pull rank on other girls saying they had their man. I don't really do that. I don't really only people that I talk about who I hooked up with in regards to like talking about is if you are my friend. Like if Ty was she's not single. She has a man. But say she was single, I would show Ty, hey, you know him to see if they had a history. If she shows me him, a man that she's dealing with, I'm gonna say, oh yeah, I know him. I met him. Da 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 da. I think friends need to know. But if I'm not friends with you, I'm not gonna be talking to you. I'm not gonna be saying, "Oh, I had your man," because I think that that's embarrassing for me. I don't want to be yeah, I don't want I don't get nothing out of telling you that I had your man. I think it's actually weird because bitch, why is that special? Mm-mm. I ain't talking about that. That's the experience of cis women. Niggas done fuck all the DMV. Yeah. I don't want you gonna say I don't want you to be a virgin, but I don't want everybody to know what my man dick look like. You know what I'm saying? It's not really and I can't say what the line is. It's like, oh, you only can have 5 girls. I'm really, really particular about girls that I am in a circle with. Like if I don't know the chick that you had, that's way better. As opposed to you cannot have had somebody in my circle. I'm once I find out that you done had somebody in my circle, I'm not dealing with you. But if you had some chick I don't even know, I don't even mess with, that's way better because I don't know her. But you can't have my circle of friends or and people who I'm in community with, like close community. I always need honesty. Yes, it may change how I deal with you, but I know someone lied is always the worst for me. Yeah, I don't. Mm-mm. I I used to think like that. I don't think like that no more. I don't think like that no more. I think sometimes circumstances needs I need to lie. I was telling my homeboy recently, one of my relationships. I done told y'all about me having to do sex work to keep us afloat, and I feel like I should have lied. I feel like I should have lied. I feel like I should have went and hustled the money, told him nothing about it, and just made it work because that was a downfall of our relationship. I don't know what would have happened years later. I don't know what would happen, but I know that was from both of our point of view, that was the pivotal moment of us going downhill in our love. And prior to that, the 2 years that it was great, it was great. We was good. It wasn't until I did that, being honest, trying to be honest and being open with honesty. I should have fucking lied. I shouldn't have told him shit. I should have made the money, paid the bills, and we figured it out. That's what it is. I should have lied. I don't believe that no more. Diamond, the new trans girl, say Trey be taking drama for one girl to another to start shit. Is that true? Oh, I don't know. I haven't been in a relationship since 2012. I don't know nothing about what these new niggas is doing and what the trans girls is doing. I am single and been single for a long time. So I don't know what the new wave of a relationship is. So I don't know nothing about what the girls is doing with a man. I'm single. I have my little trades. We have an understanding. They be paying bills. They be giving me some coins. They be taking me out on dates. I don't ask them questions about what they're doing. And I don't allow them to come and tell me about no other girls because that'll be the end of our relationship. It's their fantasy to see the girls fight over them. I've never met a dude like that. I'm pretty sure it's somebody out here, but I've never met a dude like that. Not in my life. I know some brothers, but I am not one. Bless your heart, baby. I don't know what that means. Hey, Cliff. Hey, Diamond. What did I walk into? We are talking about exploration. It don't be making no sense at all. It don't. It's giving full mania. We're both looking, sis. I have ADHD too, but they're a type of ADHD that I'm so glad I don't have. I have ADHD too, but I'm not all over the place. I'm cracking the fuck up. Diamond, let's do a live and terrorize. That's why I don't like live, because people be crazy, and I like to have a control over my my content, and people just adding being crazy. I don't like that. I like um, concise. We can venture off, but not in the way that you do. That's weird. Free Puffy. I want to go to these fantasy parties. Like you don't find that to be weird. Like like you're advocating to free a predator who people are saying non-consensually was drugging people. You don't find even as a joke. That's not funny. That's weird. And you find that interesting. You want to go to these non-consensual sex parties with somebody who is an abuser. That's not like that don't trigger your mind to be like, maybe I need some help. Like that's not weird to you. That's weird. I think it's weird. Like, and but then you said you got sexually assaulted. Maybe I'm not blaming you for your sexual assault, but like you're talking about free the abuser. I want to go to his sex parties. The man who people are saying is sexually assaulted and maybe you set yourself up. Did he sexually assault you? Because it seemed like you might like it. Yeah, that's strange. Diamond, so we can't suck the same dick. You take one side and I take the balls. I've done that many a times. I wouldn't do it with you, but my friends who I am sexually comfortable with, me and Ty has sucked the same dick. Sucked the she had the balls, I had the dick, and we switched. We done did that many a times. That's kind of like a friend thing. That's not really a random stranger thing. No, don't kick them out. I'm trying to figure out the Christmas ornament have to do with the conversations. I think this might be a manic. I don't know what Christmas ornament have to do. That's why I just be like, oh, okay. Don't be the tea party napkin child. Yeah. Yeah. Don't be the napkin, baby. I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, you gonna be lost. I wouldn't even try to figure out. See, yeah, I'm off niggas right now, but I do want to one last freaky, super freaky situation before menopause and my coochie starts to dry. Well, they have all kinds of stuff out now. I'm clearly missing out on a lot of conversation. I blocked someone. I don't know who. Right now, if you want to be drugged and beat up, that's fine. I'm sure there's a space for that, but you're undermining other people's traumatic experience just for some dick. Yeah, that's weird. Diddy is my spirit animal. Mm. The Tina is Turner, baby. Not Diddy is your spirit animal, child. Are you on powder? Is that what it is? Is this a powder thing? Are you on powder? He says he like ornaments like balls. Oh, okay. Hey, I don't know how to pronounce that. Kehohi? Keohi? Keohi? You have to hit the chat settings and select all comments. All right, so let me continue. We'll go to the notes. Connecting with others. Um, Supportive friends and community. Yes, you gotta find like-minded people and supportive friends who create a safe space for you to talk about some of these things. You shouldn't have no friends that you can't talk about sex with. I think that is friends like that are so weird. Why are they your friends? If you can't be open and talk about controversial topics, why are you, girl? Why you acting like my mama, child? Even my mama let me talk about some stuff with her. But at least if it's your mama, you can understand. I don't want to talk about sex with my children. I can at least understand that, bitch. Why are you my friend if we can't talk about sex? So we can't talk about me exploring without you judging. Girl, go sit down. So like-minded individuals. Don't be scared to attend like groups or like events. There are tons of like kink workshops. There's tons of polyamory discussion groups. There are, and these are just examples. Of course, LGBT meetup groups. Go to events. One of my favorite parts about conferences is those kind of when you sitting at a table, your conference is over, but it's not late at night, but it's at nighttime when the conference stuff is done, like after 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and y'all at the bar talking, and y'all having cocktails, and y'all just sharing each other's story. I love that. I learned so much from those kind of conversations. And it's not, and we're not talking about social justice stuff, which is what we're usually doing at a conference, but those are my favorite part of conferences, when you're like sitting at the bar or sitting at the in the lounge and you just kind of talking. It is my favorite part. I love that. I love talking to people, and hearing their stories and all that kind of stuff. So don't be scared to attend like groups and meetups and where they have a specific niche. Like, don't be scared to do that. Do that. Let people know where you're going, so you're not getting kidnapped and sex trafficked, child. Let people know where you're going and stuff like that. But vet the group. But don't be scared to do it. Of course, therapy and coaching. Speak with a sex positive therapist if you can afford that. Um, um, they can help you navigate like the emotions and the social pressures and the personal uncertainty. So, like coaching and therapy, don't be scared to do that. Don't be scared, if you can afford that. Establishing boundaries and safety. Know that you can go at your own pace. You can change your mind at any time. That is what consent is about. So you can go at your own pace. You can change your mind anytime. There's no rush. You're not on a sexuality timeline. I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, my homegirls was doing threesomes in college, and here I am in my 40s and just now thinking about it. No, bitch, that's you weren't interested in your 20s. You didn't care. You was doing something else. You was exploring something else. So don't think that your timeline has to be like somebody else's timeline. Don't think that you have to be stuck in this kind of it's kind of like success in your career. Toni Morrison, the great writer, did not write her first book till she was in her 40s. So everybody career goals, everybody life timeline is going to be different. Do not be scared. Um, don't be thinking that you gotta be doing shit other motherfuckers is doing. Your life and your career and your sexuality is all at your own pace. You don't have to doesn't have to be at somebody else's pace. That's even with having sex. You might have waited till you had sex in your 30s, whatever. You can do whatever you want. It's not a set pace. And there's nothing wrong with you for going slow, and there's nothing wrong with you for going fast. Some people want to just jump right in, and some people want to creep in. None of that is wrong. There's no wrong or right, other than you not let you doing something without people consent. That's wrong. But when we were talking about pace, you go at your own pace. It's not no right or wrong. Communicating clearly. Look, if you are involving partners, open communication is key. Be honest about your feelings, about what you want, about what you need. Um, Make sure you are ensuring like mutual comfort and respect and consent and continuous consent. Make sure that it is continuous. Like, make sure that when you are um as you are going through the process with exploring something with people, that you continue to make sure that the consent is there. Ask questions, ask probing questions about, is this all right, does this feel good? And there's ways that you can do that sexy. You ain't got to constantly like, is all right, you want me to stop? You ain't got to do that. There's a way that you can figure out if a person likes what you are doing. There's a sexy way, there's a finesse that you can ask them and tell them what you're doing and what you like, and let me know, do you like this? Do you like how I touch your nipples? Do you like how I touch, is that, do you want me to suck it harder? Do you want me to suck it softer? What how you there's a sexy way that doesn't ruin the romance for you to be able to continuously ask for consent and make sure that it's okay. There's very few people, I just haven't met them. I haven't met any. There's very few people who are not turned on by you talking them through it in a finesse way. Now, how you talk them through it can vary person to person, but many people like for you to talk them through what you're doing and ask questions and say, talk dirty to them. Many people. Now, how the dirty talk happens may be different, but very few people want somebody that's just sitting there in silence. That's very rare. I'm not saying that that's not that doesn't happen at all, but it's very rare that somebody want people to just sit there, be quiet. Child, who wants that? But yes. Make sure you're communicating consent. Make sure you're communicating what your needs are, how you want to navigate it, how you want to go slow, how you want to go fast, how you want to do this, da, 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 and mutually agree on comfort and respect. And understand that sometimes you are going to come into a situation with a person. I want this to be very clear because you got to be mature about this. You are going to come in contact with people and y'all going to have tons of chemistry and y'all going to like each other. Y'all going to be attracted to each other. You going to think he's sexy or she's sexy and vice versa. They're going to think you sexy. It's going to be this chemistry there. And then y'all are going to talk. Y'all are going to talk about sex and you're going to realize that this person's way of having sex is not what you like. And you have to not have sex with them. And you're gonna have to understand that I'm gonna miss out on this person, and that's okay because we are not sexually compatible. There's a lot of times that people, because this person is so attractive, because this person is so my type, blah 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 blah, blah, that they can't think of not having them, and then they're harmed, or they have a experience not harmed like intentionally, but they are in a situation where I'm not pleased in this situation just because I tried to have this person, even though he told me this is what I want to do, and I already know that I don't like that. I already know that I don't like that, but because the chemistry is there, I just went along with it. Sometimes you got to be like, yo, we talking. The point of us talking and chatting is to figure out if we compatible, and we're not. And I got to let it go. I got to get up out of here. I enjoy seeing the disabled hotties talk about their experience at the sex party she went to this week on Twitter, even with the flack from the vanilla folks. You don't have to get involved. Just being present is an experience. Bloop. That is too. Amen. I don't like niggas who are for everyone. If I don't introduce a guy to my friends first, I'm over it. My pussy don't even tickle. Hmm. There was this one live where you covered consent and you were so funny that night. I don't remember. I'm big on consent or tell them how you like it while it's done. Oh, harder. Like that. Oh, yes, get it. Yes, I think that that's important. Don't be scared to tell people how you like it or how you want it done. I think that so many people expect somebody to be perfect. First of all, like you can meet somebody and you can have amazing oral skills, but every skill that you have may just not work on him. His different dick is different. His and I'll always speak about men because I date men, but this could be across the board. that little trick that you do to Aaron that make him go wild, that trick may not work on Frank. You speeding up and going fast and sucking it fast, that might work on Aaron because Aaron like fast head. Like, But Frank, that kind of turned him off. He liked it to be slow and tight. He liked the ease of the pool. And you have to learn people. You have to learn. You got to be willing to adjust how you are pleasuring this particular individual because all these tricks that you have for these other people may not work on him. And you learn that for somebody saying it. And that's the same thing with your body. There are some people who like they doing this little shit and I'm like, what are you doing? I don't like that. I don't like when people bite my nipples. Hate it. Hate it. I like you to suck them hard, but I don't like you to bite them at all. I don't like that. But some people do. Well, my ex-girlfriend liked that. I don't care. I'm not her. So I don't need you to, I don't want you to you shouldn't be pulling out tricks that you did on somebody else anyway. Ask me what I like. I'm gonna tell you what I like. I'm gonna tell you what I like. And so that's just, yeah, I think that's perfect. You got to tell people what you like. Tell people what you want to try. And it's okay to say, ooh, try it. And then you don't like it. Ooh, nah, yeah, do this. Go back to doing that. It's okay for you to navigate those spaces and those kind of turns and twists that you're having during a sexual experience or before, however you're exploring it. It's okay to not to have that. One time I had this person talk so disrespectful when we were in the act. I liked it, but he hadn't discussed it beforehand, so I had to let them know to calm down. Yeah, and it can be a balance. Like I like I like I don't like disrespect. You can't it's not that you can't call me a bitch. It can't be in I don't like degradation. I don't like you to degrade. I don't like anything like that. That doesn't turn me on. But if you say, "Ah, you a nasty bitch," you like in a way that is like a praise worship type of thing, then I'm turned on. Yes, if it's a praise type of situation, that is what I like worship and praise. I don't like people being degrading. That doesn't turn me on at all. Um, um, where you want this nut, baby? Yes. I had someone from my roster move to a different state. I didn't know how to replace his spot. I've been out the game for a while. You got to be out here exploring, babe. You got to, just like you found him, you got to found somebody else. What were they giving? Can I go faster or harder in a sensual voice? Stretch me. Diamonds facing. Second plate, they were calling me all kinds of nasty bitches and telling me what to do. Yeah, I'm trying to think of. Yeah, it can't be degrading. Yeah, I don't like all that. I like praise and affirmation. Fat rabbit killer. He be giving that in his videos. I ain't really into porn. I know who that is. I follow him on Instagram, but I'm trying to think of like Wesley Pipes. I like his nasty talk. Um, um, yeah, I like moaning and I like you to let me know I'm doing good. I like worship. That's literally what it is. Affirming worship. Yeah. I don't think I've ever you probably have watched him, you just don't know it was him. Also, be clear. You know what they mean. I have a dude that says he had a thing for necks. I thought he meant nibbling. Come to find out, he means choking. Not my neck. So yeah, no, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not into violence. I'm actually not into pain at all, actually. I can be like one. It is how you're saying it. It's not just it's how you're saying it. Are you saying it in a degrading way? Or are you saying it in like I'm praising you for being a nasty bitch? Oh, you nasty. Damn, I like that. You a nasty bitch, huh? That is praising. That's a that's a different way you can say it. That's a different way that you can any kind of yeah, any kind of degradation is late. I don't like any kind of spit in my mouth. Like I barely like tongue kissing. Ugh. Any kind of spit in my mouth, like if you want to spit on my dick or spit on my hole, all of that is great. But like spitting in my face or in my mouth, ugh, mm-mm, that is nasty. Um, yeah, I don't like none of that. That's not my tea. But if it is your tea, that's great. I don't want to yuck anybody's yum. Your yum is okay, but for me, it's definitely a yuck. I don't like anything that has to do right. I don't like anything to do with pee, poop, stinky, smelly feet, smelly assholes. People be like, "Oh, I like a, ma- a man with a smell to him." No, I do not. I don't like a man with a smell to him. I like you to smell like you bathed and put on some nice cologne for me. I need all of that. Definitely don't like no spit. A spit on the private parts, yes, but spit in my face and in my mouth, oh no, no, thank you. This man told me to shit on him. Oh, definitely client action. I need my rate. I am not thinking about that is not sexy to me. I'll do it if you have my rate, but you ain't turn me on. Um, but yeah, I can't emphasize prioritizing consent and well-being. You gotta make sure that you know, everything is fully consensual and aligns with your personal values. Remember that everybody path is different, and there's no right way to explore your sexuality and stuff like that. Um, and to listen, it's the most important thing is for you to be comfortable, for you to be authentic and real with yourself, and know that this is a part of the journey. Figuring it out, liking stuff, not liking stuff, that's all about it. Mm. And what made me think about this topic is this. Now, this was meant to be a joke. So, this is a dude calling into somebody's podcast. The other gender has or gets to do that makes you low key jealous.
It's these studs. I just hate how studs can equip a new loadout depending on the occasion, and I'm stuck with what I got. It's like,
so the question was, what about the other? What can the other gender do that you can't? That kind of gets you jealous? And he says how studs can switch out dicks, and I can't do that because I have my regular dick.
They bring your briefcase, and they got four.
Hold on.
Define load.
And I'm stuck with what I got. It's just like, I don't know. It just gets to me, man.
Define loadout.
I'm just saying, bro. Like every stud has quick draw. They bring your briefcase, and they got four, they got six, they got curve, they got upward curve. And it's just like I don't have, bro. You know, you can attach the silencer to it, and it goes from 6 to 8. I can't do that. it's just insane to me, man.
What? How do you have so much strap knowledge?
If hypothetically I'm chasing a girl, and the stud's chasing the same girl, right? And the stud's like, okay, I'm dealing with a close range menace, right? Because let's say I don't have the loadout for a long range battle, and she's like, okay, watch this, and she goes into her loadout, goes from 6 to 10. What am I supposed to do? Like, I lose the girl. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I just can't compete with studs, bro.
So I thought that was, first of all, it's funny. They're talking about that. It's funny. But that's hilarious. But the thing about it is I want you to use your imagination. Just like the stud, she don't even have a piece. But she knows that penetration is a pleasurable thing to some people. So she has her suitcase. You can have a suitcase too. You can bring toys. That's not just your dick. The boundary of you just bringing your dick is a boundary that you created for yourself. If you got 6-7 inches and you can have a toy that you can bring and pleasure her too. That's 10 inches or whatever inches that you feel like you need in your briefcase. You can have a rose in your briefcase. I know rose be making niggas feel like, how can we compete with that? But you can have a rose in your briefcase. Imagine you having your 6 inches in somebody's butt and the rose on their clit. Like, it's so many things that you could do. If you think outside the box and use your imagination, you can have a suitcase of shit too, just like she can. But because you are just thinking, I'm just bringing my tool, that limits you when you can have tons of other options, tons of other tools that you can bring to the table. It's so many things. No need to be jealous. You can even bring the stud in with you if she wants. And there are straps for people with penises too. You saw the bill that was introduced in Texas to require ID for the sale of sex toys. I think they've been trying to do that. But it's crazy that they're so free with guns. You don't even have to have no license, no permit anymore for guns. But I gotta give you an ID. They want background checks on dildos, but not on guns. These people are insane. They are writing bills for background checks and IDs on sex toys, but they're letting guns be freely given without permits. These people are insane. In a country where there are shootings all the damn time. Just crazy. People are crazy. Dudes act like the roles are enemy number one. They wear them booty pants wearing Debbie, showing the Debbie cakes and Duncan Hines. She probably just like your 6 inches, which is why she's letting you keep coming back to her, even though the stud got Mighty Morphin Power Ranger peens. But because you don't ask, you don't know that. Or you just letting your ego blind you to the fact that she likes your penis too. Like you don't even need the I have trade that has a 6 inch that I like hooking up with, just like I have a dude that has like I don't like anything over 10, 9, 10. I don't like anything over. My sweet spot is a fat 8. Like a fat 8, perfect. That's my perfect spot. Anything over 9 and 10-ish, you don't need all of that, buddy. You don't need all that. I don't like anything under 6. A fat 6, 7 is okay. Any yeah. Um yeah, yeah, I like girth. I'm a girth person. Like if you're gonna have a dick, it don't need to be skinny. It needs to be thick. If it's even if it's like 5 inches, it needs to be a thick 5 inches. Giving me pencil, I call them daggers. Giving me daggers is not sexy. Daggers make your booty hole bleed. Girth, get up in there and fill the space up. Fills the space up. I bought this double-ended vibrating dildo last year, and it brings me so much joy. I be having too much fun with it. Let me show you one of my favorite toys. This is not for what I love to do with this. See if I can find it. Where is it? Oh, yeah, yeah. Mm. I think I showed y'all this before, but this thing is like it's a vibrator, but it what I love about this, I love to use these before I know I'm gonna have a session. Because this, if you play with yourself with this before you go to before you have a regular session, this is gonna distribute the lube in your hole before anything starts. It is just it's gonna vibrate, it's gonna get it, it's gonna it's just gonna distribute the lube and it's just gonna go in there and it can bend and you can just it's just perfect and it vibrates and it's gonna start the process of stimulating that prostate. It is just perfect. No. What if does what squirt? The toy? What's gonna squirt? They have toys that squirt. What are they squirting? Yeah, this is like yeah, this is like a it's like a vibrating tip, the whole thing, and it's like beads, almost like vibrating anal beads. And this is just it's like this it's perfect for before. It just gets it so ready. So ready. That is my favorite. And then I have another one that is like it's shaped like an anchor. And so you squeeze it, like you squeeze, it's like a butt plug, and you squeeze it and it's shaped like an anchor. So you squeeze it and put it in you, and then it spreads open when it goes in you. But the little knob is on the outside. So you can press the button, like it's like right at your gooch. The button is like right at your gooch. So it's almost like having a button to change the vibration of um the vibration of the butt plug, like a vibrating butt plug, but it's like a handle that doesn't allow it to go in any further, and the button is on the outside, so you just press it and it can do different things. And so you can be having it in while I do kind of give you head and it's out the way, but it's vibrating while it's in you. Those are my two favorite toys. All right, Crown Royal on ice. All right, Jill Scott. However, as I've gotten older, I have preferred front play over penetration. I have to really be in the mood to bottom now. Amen. Baby, anybody who say they don't need lube, it make me feel like they hole is stretched so far out. If you tell me you don't need lube and you just letting mango dingoes just go in your hole without nothing, praise the Lord. Because even the fish need a little lube. So if you don't need none and you letting somebody slide with anal juices, it made me think your booty hole stink. It just makes me think about a lot of stuff. Hemorrhoids. Because what is making you, are you just having a dry booty hole, or what's the liquid that is coming out that's making it not dry? What is that? Just some anal juices? That make me think of stinky anal juices. Not booty snot. That just sounds like it stinks. Oh, no, that might be xenophobic to say. So I don't know. I don't want to say that. That's gonna be kind of rude.